floors and ceilings for second-year quarterbacks. That little six-pack of QBs that was the 2024 draft class. Who's going to be a bust is one word that was used. Or what does a ceiling and a floor look like for each of these guys? Well, let's start with Bo Nix. And this is from Pro Football Focus. Them highlighting these 6 quarterbacks and giving them a name for the ceiling and a name for the floor. I don't think anybody's going to be surprised at the ceiling they came up with for Bo Nix. Weird. It's Drew Brees.
Wow.
Right? Really way to go outside of the box there. But that is also a pretty damn good name that we're talking about with some of these comps, because of all the comps that are on this, he's the only one that's won a Super Bowl of the 6 quarterbacks. Now, Joe Burrow's been to one, but did not win the Super Bowl. So the ceiling is Drew Brees. That's been talked about for a while just because of the Sean Payton thing.
Okay.
I think as far as throwing the football, I think Drew Brees might be just a touch better than what I believe Drew can be. But Drew does not have, or Bo can be, Drew does not have the athleticism that a guy like Bo Nix had. And Drew never had it. Bo's got a ton of it and barely even tapped into some of that potential last year.
I think with Drew Brees in his heyday, like, he's incredibly accurate passer. Remember Sports Science?
Yeah, I love that show.
R.I.P. to the guy who just passed away that did Sports Science. Drew Brees, they did one with an Olympic archer and Drew Brees from the same distance. He was more accurate.
No way.
Than an Olympic archer who could put the bullseye with the arrow, like, boom, right there, like green arrow, and then Drew Brees was more accurate.
Damn.
With a football from, 20 yards or whatever the number was. So Bo Nix has the pass placement. Perhaps he's not as hyper accurate as Drew Brees. And Drew Brees could scoot a little bit. Like in his heyday, he could get around a little bit. He couldn't just flat out run.
No.
Bo Nix is a running quarterback. He's a dual threat quarterback. And people forget about that. They don't know about it. They make assumptions about Bo Nix. Like, oh, he's got to be the pocket guy. No, not at all. Mm-hmm. If everybody's covered, he's going to kill you as a runner. You turn your back to him and the field's wide open, he's just going to take off to run. And he's got that instinct where he's not looking to run immediately. A lot of these quarterbacks that have athletic ability and can run like Bo Nix, they'll drop their eyes. And you can tell by the way their helmet looks. I won't get too nerdy, but I am nerdy. You can tell their face mask when they drop their eyes because they're just kind of lowering their head. They're taking off to run. A lot of young quarterbacks that can run, watch Cam Ward. He'll do that for a little bit, and then you hope that he kind of grows out of it. Well, Bo had 61 starts in college. All right, so he was already adept at doing that coming into the NFL, where his eyes stay up and he kind of like runs with his head up.
Yeah.
It's very deceiving because if you're a defender, you're like, what does he do? Is he throw? I'm just going to throw? Mm-hmm. Is he going to run? And then he runs right by you. So having that ability that you can break out, that's what makes him like Drew Brees plus. Everything's a plus, right? Disney plus, ESPN plus. Guess what? Dover and Cecil plus. I guess that's our YouTube channel.
Yeah, what's up, YouTube?
Yeah, but that's what Bo Nix is. He's a Drew Brees plus if he hits that ceiling of potential.
Kev, what was the number you just gave me as far as completion percentage goes for Boo? For Boo. He's our Boo.
Wow.
Those are Boo versus Drew.
So Drew Brees, his first full year, because he didn't really play as a rookie, 60% completion. Our guy Bo Nix, 66. So he's better than Drew Brees.
I will say this with Drew Brees to correct everything here. It was with Marty Schottenheimer, right?
His first.
I'm just doing it off the top of my
years,
head. Yeah. So it's like comparing old Elway stats. That was with Dan Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
This was with Marty. And I love Marty. R.I.P. to Marty Schottenheimer. But, like, we're not saying, drawing up the greatest offensive playbook there. For Marty Ball.
Wasn't Marty like the ultimate, always the bridesmaid, never the bride?
Yeah.
That was kind of the story of his life.
But a damn good head coach. Mm-hmm. But a run guy. He was a run guy.
Yeah.
So, you're kind of.
That's what the Chargers are looking for. They just want guys to run the football.
When he joined Sean Payton, again, the dirty secret is fit. When he joined Sean Payton, that's when he took off.
Yeah. The floor is an interesting name that they're giving Pro Football Focus for what the floor could be for Bo Nix. And it's Mac Jones.
Oh, God, I've heard that before. That's
floor
ridiculous.
Of Mac Jones.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think that we'll never see Bo Nix at that level of Mac Jones football play. Because remember, Mac Jones year one, everybody's like, whoa, they figured something out here. Mac Jones year two came back down to earth. I think that's maybe what they're looking at, of Bo taking a step backwards. But you know what we say. No sophomore slump. It's a sophomore jump. I think the Mac Jones things is absolutely ridiculous. Is he going to look like Drew Brees by the end of the year? I don't know that I'm going to say that either, but he's damn sure not going to look like Mac Jones by the end of the year.
Yeah, everything is to the back with a little slack. because it is sophomore jump. Richie made a promo for us with
nice.
the jump, and crisscross
Thanks,
there.
Richie.
So thank you, Richie. Listen, it's the Mac Jones comparison is ridiculous. I don't want you to necessarily publicly shame this person who wrote this on Twitter, but that's the.
Well, he's just sharing it from Pro Football Focus.
Oh, okay. But
Clay Harbor.
PFF, that's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Unless you're doing the sophomore slump thing, but you could do that. Why isn't he C.J. Stroud? C.J. Stroud had a sophomore slump, and then in the playoffs was balling out. You know what I mean?
And still went to the playoffs.
Yeah, and won a playoff game. So the Mac Jones comparison, Mac Jones, I don't have a lot nice to say about him. I don't want to get in trouble. I never thought he's a good quarterback. I got in arguments on this station with people about Mac Jones, a first rounder. No, he's not. Now I know Kyle Shanahan wanted him, and maybe things had been different had he been able to draft him and he wasn't ruined there with New England. Because in Mac Jones' second year, you know who ran the offense? Matt Patricia and the other guy who did special teams. A defensive guy and a special teams guy were the co-offensive coordinators for the Patriots. Dumbest thing ever. And, that probably caused the start of the fall of Mac Jones. But I'm here to tell you, if you knew what you were looking at, you were never that high on Mac Jones. Even during his rookie season, you knew it was false, and it was a false narrative, and it was going to fall apart. And it did very quickly for Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is not that.
By the way, we'll revisit this, but wait till you hear about what they say about Caleb Williams' ceiling floor combo.
Okay.
That'll come up in our noon hour, probably about 12:30. We'll hit that. Couple quick texts about your sports failures. Didn't throw your name on this one, but 6th grade, after a baseball game, we had a base race. The kid from the other team that was running the bases at the same time ran out of one of his cleats between first and second base. I thought it would be funny to kick it into the outfield as I ran by. Instead of kicking it, I tripped over it, landed on my face so hard, I gave myself road rash in front of everybody. Yeah, that one's pretty difficult. That one's pretty tough. Trying to be funny, you're trying to be the kind of clown person,
right?
And then you fall right on your face. That's never good. Brandon, up in Greeley, in middle school, a basketball game, I came across the paint to take a charge, and the kid who went up for the layup got his shoe stuck in the waistband of my shorts. As I hit the ground, I realized my shorts were around my ankles. So you're in middle school.
Yeah.
You're probably waiting for certain things
That's
to
like
happen to
nightmare
your
fuel.
body. Yeah. And then you lose your pants in front of everybody. That's a tough one. That's certainly an embarrassing moment. Not sports, but same thing, Brandon and Greeley. I lost my shorts on the wave at Waterworld and had to stand up and go get my shorts. And then I just ran to the parking lot, waited for my mom to pick me up. It was one of the most embarrassing things that's ever happened to me.
Wow.
It was brutal, dude.
Did you hear people saying anything?
Yeah, I heard it all. The laughing, the snickering, the pointing.
Oh, no.
Like Nicole Romero and Danielle Owens, I'm trying to maybe get with both of them, see what's up. They're both laughing and pointing. I'm like, well, there goes that.
You didn't do the Costanza thing? I was in the pool.
I should have. I don't know if Sandfud was a thing at that point.
Probably not. But, yeah, I mean, we all know the pool, it's cold water. It does stuff.
It does stuff.
It doesn't look like that normally.
That's exactly right. So, Brandon, you and me are on the same page. Keep them coming.